Hey friend, today's episode is all about how cold water can benefit menopause and how it can also help to aid weight loss. But before we dig into the juicy content for today's episode, I would love to ask a favour of you, my dear friend. Now, last week I shared how one of my closest friends, who I have known for many, many years, her name is Meggan. She is currently in hospital and in an area called Portsmouth. And within that hospital is a centre run by a charity based here in the UK called Macmillan. Those of you that are in the UK, you will have heard of Macmillan. But Macmillan is a cancer charity. They have this amazing centre in the hospital in Portsmouth where they offer support and advice and guidance and all sorts of amazing resources for people who are cancer patients themselves, but also counselling and financial support and all sorts of information for their families and their friends as well. And one of the things I would love to have your help with is I would love to do some fundraising to raise some money so that I can grab and buy some health and wellness products that I'm going to wrap up as Christmas presents. So basically what I'm asking you to do is to click the link in the show notes to go to my GoFundMe page and to donate whatever you can, however big or small. If you can just donate a couple of dollars, that would be amazing. And what I would love to do with that money is to then turn that into health and wellness gifts that I'm going to wrap up, and I'm going to take them all together in a great big box just in time for Christmas so that the patients that are using that centre, the cancer patients, can have some really nice Christmas gifts and a little bit of a gift to cheer them up when they are going into hospital for treatment and scans and chemo and all of the things like that. So if you have it on your heart, if you can afford to donate to this particular cause, I would be so grateful. I know it would make my friend Meggan feel so happy that she is also doing something to support other cancer patients, because she is incredibly selfless and never thinking about herself. So if you can, the link is in the show notes to the GoFundMe page. I would be so grateful for your support. And a huge thank you for supporting me and helping me to bring some light into these amazingly brave people who are fighting this battle. Hey friend, welcome to Rest, Fuel, Move. I'm your host SJ. I'm an outspoken Christian women's health advocate, productivity guru, daughter of the king, and a 40-something mum to a sassy, independent daughter. I'm here to arm you with the knowledge you need to better understand your body and mind so that you can live a life free of diets, fitness fads, and comparison. If you are ready to finally lose weight sustainably, to learn how to consistently make the best choices for your health, follow a simple eating plan, and finally enjoy your exercise routine, all while keeping God at the centre of it all, then this is the podcast for you. Friend, grab your Bible, fill up your water bottle, and lace up those shoes. It's time to get fit. Okay, now last week I was talking about routine, sticking with routines during challenging times, and honestly, I cannot tell you enough right now how key that is to me, just looking after my own personal well-being so that I can show up for my friend, visit her in hospital with a smile on my face, and then also do my job and look after my daughter and all of the things that I do in the home as well. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy, because it isn't, and it certainly has been challenging. But one of the things that I have been doing as part of my routine to support my physical and also my mental health, and I finally bit the bullet, took the plunge, so to speak, and got myself one of those ice bath pod things. And I did all my research, and it's something that has been on my mind for, a good few months. I try not to be impulsive when it comes to buying things. I know that can be a bit of a trait of mine sometimes, but I've been sitting on this for a while. And over the summer here, we have had like our swimming pool set up in our garden. And in the mornings, I've been like going into the garden and just like plunging into the pool each morning. And I found that I really enjoyed it. And now that the weather is starting to shift and we're going into autumn, we're packing away the swimming pools and things like that. So I decided to get myself one of these ice bath pods. And they are really, really fun. It's not easy to kind of like plunge yourself into cold water on a daily basis. But I can honestly say I really have seen some real sort of benefits from doing this from a physical and also a mental health perspective. Now, if you Google this, you can go down an absolute rabbit hole around like the benefits of it for your mental health and all of the benefits for like your physical health as well. But ultimately today, what I want to focus on is how this cold water therapy can help you during perimenopause and also how it can help you if you are on a weight loss journey. So one of the first ways that cold water therapy can support you during menopause is it can help to manage hot flushes and weight gain at the same time, which is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, tick, thank you very much. So we know that hot flushes can be a symptom of perimenopause and they can lead to a lot of discomfort and a lot of like sleep disturbance. So obviously cold water can help to alleviate hot flushes by cooling the body. So one of the tips for this, particularly because hot flushes can often come at night time, is actually to maybe think about doing cold water, like getting into like a cold shower or getting into, if you decide to get one of these like ice baths, is actually getting into that ice bath like of an evening so that your body temperature is low when you go to sleep, which will of course hopefully reduce the amount of hot flushes that you get, but will also boost your sleep because your body likes to be cooler, and when you are cooler you do sleep better. So it benefits you from that perspective, but also the cold water therapy can also boost your metabolism. So there is quite a lot of science behind it, but ultimately when we are exposed to cold water, the body has to work harder to maintain its core temperature, which means it burns more calories in the process. And I remember reading a statistic about a particular diver who was training in a pool for the Olympics, and this particular pool was like a couple of degrees lower than the pool that he had previously been training in. And to compensate for that, he had to increase the number of calories he was eating on a daily basis because otherwise he would have been underweight. So if you are using like an ice bath or cold water therapy on a daily basis, it's going to mean that your body has to work a bit harder to maintain its core temperature, so that's going to burn more calories. Now, the dual effect of having this relief from hot flashes and also calorie burning can help mean that you ultimately lose weight during perimenopause. So if you are getting a better night's sleep, you're going to have more energy, and then it's also boosting, helping you to to boost your metabolism as well. So let's dig into this whole concept behind boosting metabolism a little bit further, because we know as we go into perimenopause and our estrogen levels drop, our metabolism tends to drop as well at the same time, which makes it so much easier to gain weight. If you have got that like extra tire around your belly like I have, then you know what I am talking about. Now, cold water immersion. So I'm talking something like a cold shower, getting into like cold water swimming perhaps, or using like an ice bath type thing like I've got. It can really help to rev up your metabolic rate. So I mentioned a few minutes ago that when your body is exposed to cold water, it activates this brown fat, and our bodies burn this particular type of fat to generate heat. So regular cold water therapy really can help us to maintain a more efficient metabolism and will help to sort of counteract the effect of the slower metabolism that is really, really common with those declining estrogen levels. And if you really want to kind of go down a rabbit hole and find all of the research and that sort of thing, if you put into Google something like cold water therapy burning brown fat, you're going to find like a whole host of like articles and research and that sort of thing. But ultimately, that's what this is doing. So let's just take the whole concept of fat burning a little bit further, because not only does it activate the burning of this particular brown fat, it activates a particular hormone called adiponectin, spelled ADIPONECTIN. Hopefully I've said that right. And that is a hormone that plays a real significant role in the metabolism of fat. So increased levels of this particular hormone can help the body burn fat more effectively, especially, and drum roll please, because we're going to be excited about this one, that abdominal fat, which tends to accumulate during menopause. So the fat burning effect can aid in losing weight and improve our overall body fat composition, which is amazing. And ultimately, that is what we want to achieve. Okay. Now, as well as the fact that it is helping to burn fat, there is evidence as well that cold water therapy can support when it comes to appetite and cravings, which we know can be quite challenging as those estrogen levels are dropping. Cold water therapy can actually help to regulate the appetite by reducing a hormone called ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone. I did a whole podcast episode around these hormones probably about maybe 2-3 months ago. So it can help to reduce ghrelin, and it can also increase leptin, which is the hormone that is responsible for helping us to feel full. So there we go, drum roll again. This can mean that we have got better control over the food, the quantity of food that we're eating, and the cravings, which again is going to help to improve your weight loss if that is your goal, but it's also going to lead ultimately to healthier eating habits. And finally, one of the other benefits of using cold water therapy is improved sleep and stress management. So we know that lack of sleep is really common, and increased levels of stress are really common in perimenopause because our hormones are all over the place. Cold water therapy really can help to promote like a better sleep quality and reduce stress. So when it comes to sleep, when you have a cold shower or you submerge your body in an ice bathtub for a few minutes, your body temperature is going to decrease quite dramatically. And this decrease in body temperature can also release beneficial hormones like melatonin, which can help you to get a better night's sleep. And obviously, if you are sleeping better, you are going to feel less stressed. You are going to have more energy, so you are more likely to then want to get up in the mornings and do your workout. So it really does have like so many different benefits and so many ways that it can actually support you if you are on a weight loss journey as well. So many physical and mental benefits, but it also has this knock-on effect where it can actually support you if weight loss is your goal. Okay, now, when I first heard about this, like probably a year, 18 months ago, it was when I was doing a course run by one of the coaches who is a high performance coach, part of Brendan Burchard's high performance coaching team. And she was always saying, like, you should have a cold shower every single day. You should, like, it's so beneficial for you. And I was just like, oh, no. I don't like cold showers. It's not really good. No, was kind of my attitude. And actually, I have done a complete turnaround on that. And I think a really good place to start, if you are somebody who hasn't tried this sort of like cold therapy, ice bath type thing, is to basically turn your shower down. At the end of your shower, each time, just turn it down so it's really, really cold, or as cold as you can get it, and just stand under there, and over time just increase the amount of time that you stand under the shower for. Maybe do 30 seconds, maybe do a minute, maybe do a couple of minutes, and just increase the amount of time. Now, if you find in yourself that you actually sort of find some benefits from it, I know it sounds crazy. You might think I'm a bit of a crazy lady, but I do actually look forward to doing that now. And my body, because I can feel the benefits of doing it, my body kind of almost like craves it, if you like. And if you are finding that you are sort of having success with that and it's working for you, maybe you're sleeping better, maybe you're feeling cooler when you go to bed. And it's, of course, if you are working out as well, it's definitely something that's going to help to reduce the amount of like muscle soreness and things that you do. It's why athletes do it. We know this is good because athletes do it. So I would then think about maybe investing in like some kind of like ice bath tub type thing. I got mine from a company called Lumi, spelled Lumi, but there's a lot of them have these kind of like pods. They're sort of black on the outside, they're insulated. They don't take up a lot of water, so they're quite quick to fill up, and you sort of put some ice in it, and then it's kind of like got sort of thermal properties, so it sort of helps keep the water cooler. So you put some ice in, put some water in, depending on where you are in the world, obviously. If you are somewhere where it's cold outside, you're just going to need to put water in it. But if you're somewhere in the world where it's hot outside, you're probably going to need to be sort of adding ice on a fairly sort of regular basis. As we go into the winter in the UK here, I'm definitely not going to be needing to add ice. It's probably going to be cold enough each day, which is great. So yeah, just, maybe try the cold shower first, and then maybe think about investing in some sort of like cold water therapy pod, or just trying like a bath at home. You could fill up your bath with some cold water, so a couple of bags of ice or something, and see how that feels, and go from there. Really, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear if you are somebody who is already doing this, if you've been doing it for a long time. I would really, really love to hear how you are finding it and how you are benefiting from it. And if you're somebody who decides after today's episode to give it a try and turn that cold shower down, I would love to hear what you are feeling and how that is working for you. And please send me a message. All of the links, like my social media, etc., is in the show notes, or send me an email. I would definitely love to hear how you are getting on. And before we finish up for today's episode, please remember to donate to my fundraiser for the patients that use the Macmillan Centre at Portsmouth Hospital in the UK. I really would so appreciate your support in raising as much money as possible to be able to turn that money into some gorgeous health and wellness Christmas gifts for them, so that I can be Father Christmas and bring them a little bit of joy when they go in for their treatment and when they go and visit the hospital. A huge thank you in advance if you can do that. I know that it's really going to help to bring some smiles on some faces of people who really are going through an incredibly challenging time. So thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode.